followed now by, for the state perspective, we have Dr. Atkinson, Chairman Cobey, and Dr. Garland. I assume it's going in that order, but then present it however you see fit best. Chairman Cobey, please address first.
You can see how I didn't even know the right place to go, and yet I've been watching all the testimony. It's been 30 years since I testified before a General Assembly committee, but Senator Suchak and Representative Holloway, members of the General Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Bill Cobey, and I have had the privilege of being the chairman of the North Carolina State Board of Education since this past April. As has been said before, the Common Core standards for math and English language arts were adopted by the State Board of Education in June of 2010 and subsequently passed into law by the 2011 General Assembly. Since becoming chairman, I've traveled to numerous schools and asked teachers and administrators about Common Core. To date, I have received positive feedback, despite the implementation difficulties and the lower proficiency scores. However, I'm aware of opposition that is being expressed by some of our citizens. We need to do our best to address their concerns. During my time on the state board, we haven't formally evaluated Common Core, but we have focused on monitoring the implementation of the standards. Not all of the implementation of these more rigorous standards has gone smoothly, especially in the area of testing. We desire to work with you to reduce the number of tests being administered and the time devoted to testing that encroaches on valuable and needed instructional time. I think it would be wise for everyone to keep a close watch on the implementation of Common Core standards. Although experts developed these standards, experts are not perfect. In fact, I would expect the experts to update these standards based on feedback from the states and the districts involved in implementing Common Core. Over time, almost everything needs to be revised to address problems encountered and current circumstances. I've heard from some North Carolinians who fear that Common Core represents a federal takeover of education. I realize that over the decades, the federal government has used funding to control much of education policy. If I thought that Common Core meant the ceding of control of North Carolina education to the federal government, I would join the opposition to these standards. The citizens of North Carolina, through their state and local elected officials, should always control the education of our children. And to that end, we all want every one of our students to be prepared to successfully compete in a global environment. In closing, I just want to thank you for having this committee and giving us an opportunity to address you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Cobey. Do we have any questions for Chairman at this time? Seeing none, all right. Dr. Atkinson, you're welcome to come to the podium. Oh, sorry, Representative Speciale.
You said the state board has not evaluated the Common Core. Are you moving in that direction? Have you done anything aside from what we're doing here?
Representative No, we haven't. It doesn't mean that we won't, but we've been in the business of monitoring the implication right now. We just haven't discussed that.
Any further questions? Seeing none, Dr. Atkins, please.